it's the idea of alcoholic and what it does to you long term. That's what I have a big problem with. What other area of your life do you use this kind of intuition or thinking? You know, if you're overweight and you lose the weight, you get to a normal weight, you don't go around calling yourself fat, right? You don't carry on calling yourself a smoker. If you've given up cigarettes, you don't carry on calling yourself a drug addict if you've stopped using the drug. There's variations of it, I suppose. One element of it, I think, is people like to stay in that victim mentality. It's a bit like, what's that condition where you get a kidnapper and the kidnappee falls in love with the kidnapper? I think there's something about this that smacks of that for me. I could be completely wrong with this, but there's an element of this that is like, well, I'm used to this struggle now and I don't want to give up the struggle. I don't want to give up that identity that I've had. Real quick, I just want to announce that we've got a private coaching group starting on March the 2nd. We're doing intensive life coaching for 30 days. If you're looking to quickly get alcohol out of your life, then this is for you. Doors open next Monday. Because it's so intensive, I can only take on 15 people at a time. So if you're interested, get on the early access list. The link's in the description below. Okay, back to the video. I've studied a lot of psychology over the years. I've studied a lot of self-help. And it just seems to me completely counterintuitive to what we would normally do in life. You know, what the normal advice would be. You know, if you sit your kid down, you want your kid to progress in life. You don't tell them that they have this gene inside of them that makes them stupid, you know. You don't tell them that they've got something wrong with them that is going to hold them back, especially when there's no real clear evidence of that. Normally, you build your kid up, you know, you build yourself up. You leave the past in the past in terms of you as an adult, and you move on to fresher, newer pastures, right? You transition to bigger and better things in your life, bigger, better versions of yourself. That's what progress is. That's what opening your potential is. The more potential that you open up for yourself, the bigger your prospects are going to be. I'm just talking about being the person that you want to be, enjoying your life, getting to that stage where life becomes the thing that you want it to be instead of the thing that you want to fucking escape from. When we're talking about the self-help and we're talking about that building yourself up and moving yourself onto bigger and better versions of yourself, and then we've got the alcoholic. And that for me seems like it's, you know, you're trapped in a corrupted version of your own past self, something that you can never escape from. And it always reminds me of that old Superman movie with Christopher Reeves. I can't remember which one. I think it was probably Superman 2 or something. And General Zod and his group of weird friends, they're all caught up in that weird mirror thing. That's what it reminds me of, just floating around in space and never being able to get away from it, you know. I know it's a weird analogy, but there it is. I think people get caught up in that fantasy of it becomes their thing, you know, almost like the Gollum and his Precious, to quote another movie. Anyway, take care of yourself. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.